Love you, sweetie. Okay, so I recently just seen this movie, actually like 15 minutes ago, and Mortal Kombat 2021, right? It had a lot of loopholes in it. Man, okay, so Warner Brothers, I love Warner Brothers. I believe they make great movies. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I love Mortal Kombat. I actually played it since I was little, man. The old Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. I used to play in the arcade games when that arcade was really big back then. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Deadly Alliance. I used to play that on the PS2. Oh man, I mean, it was something good. You know, I mean, Marvel. I mean, even Mortal Kombat versus DC. Those good. That was really good. And watching this film here, I mean, yeah, it started off all right. Sub Zero, Scorpion. The whole 9 yards. The whole history, that hate they have with each other. Sub Zero destroyed his family, and and it killed Scorpion. Scorpion came back, resurrected himself, and they started fighting each other. And he ended up killing them. But what was really, kind of like just confusing in a way is that they introduced this slew character Cole Young, and Cole Young is supposed to be this ex MMA fighter, and he used to be, I guess, this big fighter back in the day. And when I actually put two and two together, he was supposed to be a substitute of a quote unquote Johnny Cage story. And what they fail to realize, Johnny Cage is aka Jonathan Carlton, is a very essential character in the Mortal Kombat series. And so when they didn't even have him in there, I was looking like, oh, how are they going to do this? And then you had Jax appear, and Jax is supposed to be the leader of Special Forces, right? You know what I'm saying? The Our World Investigation Agency. He's supposed to be a member of that. Major Jackson Briggs. And he's supposed to be, direct superior of Sonya Blade. And, the way they introduced these characters was a little flawed to me, right? So, they moving on, get into, as the movie progressed, I was looking like, okay, they're gonna develop it. They're gonna develop a scene with him, but they could have started off with, if you watch Scorpion Revenge or even read like the history of Mortal Kombat. I mean, going on into, I know the catastrophe from Earthrealm, between Earthrealm and Outer World. All right, so they had to, provide, do this tournament. They had to participate in this tournament, and so Earthrealm decided to get one of their best fighters. This is when you had Liu Kang. This when Raiden got Liu Kang. Raiden got, Jackson Briggs, Sonya Blade. These individuals and Johnny Cage should go out here and defend Earthrealm, and so they can obtain their freedom, right, from these other entities. And the thing is, I'm looking at this like, dang man, like they could have had Johnny Cage like start off like, of course he's a Hollywood actor, but he was just known for his stunts, and they didn't think he was really a proficient fighter. And so in order to gain his confidence or realize his career, he decided to look on the ad, and it was seeing things were posted. Hey, let me go ahead and join this Mortal Kombat tournament. And I mean, they could have done it like that. I mean, and this kind of developed. This was very critical because this would develop the relationship, later on with Sonya, and and they end up getting married. Of course, this is like way after, and they end up having Cassie Cage. But at the same time, man, I'm looking at this, man. I just really feel like they kind of underdevelop this whole thing, like with like Jackson Briggs, right? I mean, I know with Jackson Briggs, like he was fighting, he was going in the tournament and stuff. I mean, he's a very clear-headed individual. Yeah, his arms got messed up and everything, but I mean, they utilized this with Sub-Zero as the antagonist to go ahead and destroy his arms. Not even in the tournament, as comparing to the comics in the video game. And I'm just looking like, dang man. So he ended up gaining his strength. I'm not trying to do like a whole movie review, but just my thoughts on it. But he ended up gaining his strength, when he had the robotic arms, when he had to lift up the rock from Sonya Blade, And I'm looking like, the way they did Sonya Blade is just, it made it look kind of weak in a little bit, in so many ways. And what's the most cringy thing was the scene when you had Kano and them all together. And I'm looking like, well, yeah, I understand Kano is a mercenary, and he's supposed to be the leader of the Black Dragon and all this stuff, right? But at the same time, I mean, why is he already there? Like, they should at least develop the story like her chasing Kano, fighting Kano, trying to get him. Not already like, all right, we already got him, and y'all just gotta, she's just torturing him. That's it. And he escaped when you have Reptile come in out of nowhere. I'm looking like, okay, well, Reptile is like one of the most fierce characters ever, and I'm just looking like this. The fight scene was just like, it was just kind of annoying. Then he ended up fighting him, and Kano escaped, and they were supposed to be, I guess, quote unquote, good friends or whatever. It was just something that didn't really make sense to me. And I was looking like, okay, last time I checked, with Kano, when he had to develop, even when he had this little eye stuff, like, it was just scenes that they was just together, just eating together. I'm like just fellowshipping with each other for a moment before he decided, to turn evil. And as the movie progressed, and Sonya ended up killing him. But I'm just like, why does that have to happen? Like, that don't make sense to me. Like, I mean, if she was supposed to get, trying to find Kano, get captured, then Jackson Briggs, tried to go in here and find her and stuff like that, man. I mean, that's originally what was supposed to happen. But I mean, you look at this. I mean, Kano found a Cabal, and I mean, he wasn't fighting Cabal. I mean, Liu Kang was fighting Cabal. But I was just looking like, man, this is something that's just. It was just really kind of all over the place. I want to say the movie was awful. It was below average. I mean, it had potential there, but then again, too, you just look at this from a fan's point of view. You can see why a lot of people were frustrated. Because me, I like to see a movie and gather my own thoughts. I don't want to just say, hey, oh yeah, they say it's trash or they say it's good, so I haven't seen the movie. I'm just going to believe what the critics say. Like, nah, I mean, sometimes critics get they kind of right on this, but I just feel like this is, I don't even say it was rushed. This is something just like everything just put together. Like, hey, we're just going to see what we got. We're going to throw our own spin on it. It just didn't make sense to me, man. I mean, you didn't have the soldiers, elite soldiers. You didn't have Jax working in his agency. I mean, I know they had Shao Kahn. And I don't even have Shao Kahn in there. I don't, man, but they even had what's his name? Shang Tsung. And Shang Tsung ended up taking Kung Lao's soul. It was just a big mess. And so the crazy part was this too, like when they started doing the fatalities, I was like, okay, maybe this movie's starting to gain a little bit of momentum, but when you had that one vampire character from like MK4 like nobody cared about, I was just like, geez, like that might as well put Devore in there and Kodo. I was like, man, so I'm like, the way I was talking to my wife, the way this movie ended, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna be like a pre-sequel of something new. I mean, this is gonna be a pre-sequel of a Mortal Kombat series, because you can see like he's supposed to be Johnny Cage, and he's gonna, I guess that, Cole Young's gonna say, hey, I'm Johnny Cage now. Like, I just think that, Johnny Cage is supposed to be a comic relief character, even though he's very goofy, but he was a brave warrior, and therefore he succeeded in defending Earthrealm from the outer world, and then, of course, Shao Kahn and, Shang Tsung got upset and everything. And if you go further into detail, he ended up killing, I think he ended up sending the Terracon soldiers, whatever, to kill the Wei Shan Academy monks, and the Shaolin monks there, the master teachers from Liu Kang. And Liu Kang was very furious about that. And that's when he went into the outer world to actually go after him. But I just really felt like, the video games itself, even Scorpion's Revenge, the cartoon was a lot better. It had a lot better storyline to this. I even played like the Mortal Kombat games, essentially for the storyline. I mean, of course I like to play online, but I'm really not that good at it. But I mean, I like the storyline itself, and I just didn't really I was kind of disappointed how they made Sonya Blade kind of weak, when she actually got her butt whooped by Melina. And I'm not even going to the fact that Melina is not Asian. That's a whole nother thing. But when she got beat up by Melina, I was just looking like, really, like this is really, this had to happen. And she ended up, going to these different dimensions, had to fight. They always picking fights, and it just made her look very weak, man, in a way. And she's supposed to be a strong leader, very courageous in everything and everything that she does, man. And I just feel like it wasn't there. It was just like poor character development. I think that was mainly the flaw of the Mortal Kombat movie. I won't say it was terrible. It wasn't like horrendous, but it was just, it had a lot of loopholes. It could have been torqued a little bit. It could have fixed. I mean, they could even use some of the video game storylines in this, and I think it would probably been even a above par movie. And I gave this movie a 5.9 out of 10. I know that's below average. It's not. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, like I say, you can kind of get a little irritated about this. And if you're not a Mortal Kombat fan, I say watch this film, view it at your own risk. But it's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to be like, oh my god, yeah, Mortal Kombat, it's freaking amazing, it's good, it's the best movie ever. It's, I mean, if you come back to Armageddon, the old 1995 movies, I mean, even though it was bad, but it was good for what it was in that particular time. I just really felt like, I was kind of just frustrated with the underdevelopment with Sonya Blade and her troops. I just really felt like, they would have at least could have had, I mean, they could even have Jackson Briggs, you know, daughter in it. Like, I don't know, man. It could have been a lot different, man. I mean, I know they had a train, like I said, to go into this tournament and stuff like that, but how essential it is, but important. But at the same time, man, I mean, they even had Baraka in there. I mean, it's just, I just feel like it was just all over the place, man. So I knew they're gonna make a part two of this. This is something like a little experiment. It's not the worst movie in the world by Warner Brothers, but it's not the best either, man. And you know, I'm not trying to make this video so long. Like, I'll probably, if I had the ability to go live, I would, which would be in a couple weeks, by the way. So I want you guys to stay tuned. But I just want to give you guys my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat film, and I'm not gonna do too many spoilers, man. I think I kind of did it already, but it was just kind of irritating in a way, man. I mean, it wasn't like I'm gonna just throw it out and just like walk out the theater. If I would have seen this in theaters, I'd probably be like, okay. I mean, you know, just go back home. But this is something that I just feel like this could have been on Netflix. This is something that you could have just like easily downloaded, put this, you know, it's easy to access on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't nothing really to brag about, but I mean, when you had like, you know, when you introducing characters like, you know what I'm saying, like Sonya Blade and everything, man, she's supposed to be a really tough as nail, tough woman and everything, man. I mean, she ended up it was one scene, they was just picking their battles, like, okay, I want you to go here, I want you to go here and take on Sub-Zero, I want you to go here and take, and she was like, I want to take the girl on Melina, no, I need you to take on Kano. Like, I just feel like it was just thrown together, it just didn't make sense, you know, it was thrown all over the place, I mean, just for the movie itself, just to say, hey, you know, we made this 2021 movie. I know it's been a long time. Here you go. So, but yeah, 5.9 out of 10. You know, I critique movies. I mean, the video games, the last time I checked, like, I'm not a huge super nerd of Mortal Kombat, but I do kind of, I'm unfamiliar with the story. And I have to say, you know, with this, I mean, yeah, they killed Sub-Zero and all this stuff, and Sub-Zero went to hell, and he actually, I think he become into new Sable, but all that stuff, but that's all a different thing. I just really think they kind of put their own spin on things, and the writer was like, hey, forget, we're not gonna have Johnny Cage for whatever political reason. I don't know why. We're just gonna put something a little different and see if this works. And I really think it didn't, man. In many ways, I mean, it had his family in it. I mean, it's just, why? Like, I don't get it, you know. So, but it is what it is, man. I just think like the way this ended, I think Cole Young is probably going to because you can see they had a Johnny Cage poster. I think Cole Young's gonna go ahead and, like, you know what, I'm probably gonna change my name. I have a new identity. Or I'm gonna get into acting. I'm gonna be a more proficient fighter, since I was able to, you know, destroy the characters from Outworld, you know. But I don't know, man. I just really think it could have been a lot better. I mean, I want you guys to tell me what y'all think, man. You know, just, yeah, just tell me what y'all think, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I couldn't. It was just, like I said, it was just wasn't the best to me, man. You know, like I said, Kano. I mean, the Ray. I'm like, he already had his laser. He already, you know, was able to be, you know, strong and powerful in that sense. But, you know, when they kind of butcher that story, you know, you had to like wonder, like, okay, what are they doing? This is something, you know, this is really not crazy. This is pretty crazy. But yeah, man, I mean, that's really pretty much all I had to say, man. Yeah, that's all I really had to say, man. I don't really had too much to say, really. But yeah, but if you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, y'all guys tell me what y'all think about this movie, man. At the end of the day, because yeah, it's like a below average film to me. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I'm sorry I was kind of, you know, long with this video. I'm trying not to make it too many long videos, but I just had to go in here and then say this. But it's could have been a lot better. You know, simple as that. Could have been a lot better. But please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Thank you for watching. And you know, this is the fastest growing channel in the world. This is my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat movie. It was Warner Brothers. It was below average. That's all I gotta say. I'm out. Deuces.